はい、こんにちは、上野です。いつも動画をご覧になっていただき誠にありがとうございます。今日は10月の26日、ローシハッシャーナですね。これで新しいサイクルに、入っていくことになります。詳しくはですね、私の前に投稿したシュミータとヨベルの動画をちょっと見ていただけたらと思うんですけれども、前回ですね、ヨベルのことに関して動画を投稿したところですね、大変な反響がございまして、で、前回イスラエルの民が約束の地に入ってから70番目のヨベルが、今回のヨベルだということをお話ししたんですけれども、同時にですね、70番目のヨベルであるとともに50番目のヨベル、要はスーパーヨベルであるということもですね、実はこのマーク・ビルツのコンテンツの方から私またちょっと一つ発見しまして、要はソロモン神殿が、68番目のヨベルの周期の時に壊されまして、でそこから50番目のヨベルが今年ですから、50番目のシュミータではなくて50番目のヨベル、スーパーヨベルなんですね。で、天地創造からこのマーク・ビルツは、シュミータおよびヨベルを計算すると、今回が118番目のヨベルになるそうです。それで、そこからこうどうなっていくのかっていうのをこのコンテンツの中では話しているんですけれども、大変興味深いところですね。やはりマタイの福音書なんかでは不法が増えるとかね、ノアの日のように地上に悪がはびこるっていうことがですね、そういったことがですね、聖書には書かれていて、それがデータ上どう紐づいてくるのか、それからワールドエコノミックフォーラムで今後どのようなことが起こるのかっていうのをこの動画の中では彼が喋ってるんですけども、これはですね、ちょっと私のコンテンツの趣旨ともちょっとずれてくる部分があると思うので、これは別コンテンツの方でお話をしたいと思います。ですけれども、一つ私がここで申し上げたいのは、これからの時代というのは我々が通過してきたことがないような時代に入っていきます。第二次世界大戦であっても全世界に影響を与えるような戦争ではなかったんですけれども、今の時代というのはこの疫病なんかを見てもですね、全世界を巻き込んでます。この中でどのようなことが今後起こっていくのかっていうのをしっかり皆さん理解した上で、我々は自分の意識を管理するということの意義を知る必要があります。単にですね、もう無防備に自分の人生や生活が良くなればいいという、こういうですね、短絡的な意識の作り方ということには私は正直興味がありません。ですので、実際に事情、社会的な状況というのを踏まえた上で我々は意識を鍛えるという取り組みをしていかなければいけないわけなんです。そういったことを私はコンテンツの中ではお伝えいたします。ですので、今回の動画もぜひ楽しみにされてみてください。
AM means is Anno Mundi, which means the year since creation. I'm not going to be talking about AD, BC. I'm just going to talk about if you start with Adam and you add up the begets and how many years, this is what you come up with. The middle, the second number down. Do you see the 3360 AM? That was a Shemitah year. How do we know it's divisible by 7? But it wasn't a Jubilee year because it's not divisible by 49. The very next year, 3361, would be the first year of a new Shemitah cycle. That's when the temple was destroyed. So Solomon's temple from creation was destroyed in 3361 from Adam. But it was not destroyed in the Jubilee year. It was sandwiched between Jubilee years, and I'll tell you when that was. In the year 3333 at the top, that was a Jubilee year. Point I'm trying to make here is the temple is destroyed, but there's a Jubilee before it and a Jubilee after it. It so happens the year 3333 was the Jubilee year, but it was the 68th Jubilee. About 21 years, or 3 Shemitah cycles after the temple was destroyed, was the next Jubilee year, 3382. That became the 69th Jubilee. Is everybody following? Okay. Well, now, look at this. Here we are today in the year 5782, and we know it's a Shemitah year. It's divisible by 7, but we also know next year is the Jubilee because it's divisible by 49. Therefore, next year so happens to be the 118th Jubilee from creation. You say, wow, now, wait till my next slide. Here we go. I want to go slow. I want everyone to follow this. This year is the 118th Jubilee. The 69th Jubilee, after the temple was destroyed, was 3382, which means it's the 49th Jubilee. And this September, we will begin and enter the Jubilee of Jubilees, or the 50th Jubilee from the destruction of the temple. This September is critical. To be the 50th Jubilee from the destruction of the temple, this is huge. The big question is, when will Jacob's trouble begin? Right? That last week of Daniel, the last 7 years. Listen to Matthew 24. We're going to go back to that, verse 12 and 13. It says, because lawlessness will be increased. How many of you think lawlessness has increased? The love of many will wax cold, but the one who endures to the end will be saved. This gospel of the kingdom is to be proclaimed throughout the whole world as a testimony to all ethnic groups, and then the end will come. Okay, so lawlessness is increasing. We know it's as the days of Noah. We know that it was a time of violence, evil, it was corrupt, and we know the people were clueless and they didn't get on the ark. Well, guess what? Noah knew it was coming. Guess what? Abraham knew it was coming. We're not to be clueless. We're supposed to know the times and the seasons. Do you guys believe we're filled with violence today? I'm going to give you some facts. The number of mass shootings, which mean at least 3 or 4 people killed, in the United States from 1966 to 2020, that's 54 years, there were 402 mass shootings, which the math says there were about 7 to 8 mass shootings every year for the last 54 years. That's the average. But it wasn't an average. It was exponential. From 66 to 75, that 10-year time frame, there were 12 mass shootings. But from 2011 to 2020, there was 160 mass shootings. So it's this giant curve. Here it went from 1 a year for every 10 years to 1 a month every 10 years. So in 2020, not too long ago, there was 1 mass shooting every single month. So here the mass shootings go from 1 a year to 1 a month. Will it now jump to 1 mass shooting every week? 2 years later, it's 2022? No, it is worse. So far, just this year in 2022, we've had 10 to 11 mass shootings every week. Not 1 a week, 10 to 11 mass shootings every week this year so far. Look at this. It's only 19 weeks into the year, and we've already seen 198 mass shootings, and this was May 15th of this year. We've gone from 1 a year to 1 a month to 198 in just a few months. As a matter of fact, that was May 15th was that news article. What happened just 2 weeks later on Memorial Weekend? We had 12 mass shootings just that weekend. Just that weekend. Right there, you can see the date, May 31st, 2002. What happened the following weekend? Another 13 more mass shootings the very next weekend. That's dated June 6th. Now, this was just the other day. America's madness. We've had 309 mass shootings this year alone, which means 2 mass shootings every day. We've gone from 1 a year to 1 a month to 2 a day.